Hi, this is Espree Devora with TechZulu, and one thing that we all keep hearing about in the news is how Brazil is dominating right now. Like, their economy is just getting stronger and stronger, and I'm so excited to be sitting here with Joe, who has a ton of experience with Brazilian business. Can you tell us a little bit about your company and your experience being an entrepreneur in Brazil?
I just finished doing my master's at the University of Sao Paulo, and when I was there, I realized what was happening with the economy and the opportunities. I mean, literally right there, they're about to boom. They have about 90 million users that are online in the country, and it's about to double in about a year and a half. So there's enormous opportunity for those that know tech and know how to launch products, because the sky's the limit right now. I mean, anything you build right now, you probably is needed over there.
And tell us a little bit about your company.
Basically, one of the things that I found out when I was there is that education is a huge issue and a huge problem, as most people are probably aware with most emerging economies. So I met my partner in business school, and
you went to business school in Brazil.
And I did that to kind of differentiate myself. I'm originally from LA, and everybody was going to UCLA, USC, and I knew back then that there needed to be managers or people that knew how to run businesses in emerging economies, because all corporations are kind of expanding into emerging markets. So that's why I went there to begin with. But my product is actually helping the educational problem. So what I do is I provide summaries of the best business books for people that want to subscribe to that service. Because right now, Brazilians can only 2% of Brazilians can consume English. And most literature, most publications, they're all in English.
Right. And would you say, how is a Brazilian's person interaction with the internet and online? Do they all have computers in the home? Is it something that you have to go to the library for? What give us that experience for us that have never been to Brazil before?
Well, like I said before, it's growing extremely fast, and they're getting on board quickly. I mean, as it is right now, Brazil is the second largest country on Facebook. You know, so even that stat alone will tell you that the numbers are huge, immense, and it's going to double in a year and a half.
If I remember, please correct me if I'm wrong, Google's social network, I think it was Orkut, and wasn't it dominated by the Brazilian population?
Orkut was all Brazil. And now if you go on Orkut, it's cobwebs.
So everybody from Orkut has moved over to Facebook.
Exactly. So for a while, when I first started doing my master's out in Sao Paulo, I noticed that everybody was on Orkut and nobody was on Facebook. Facebook was just starting, but then all of a sudden, maybe a year ago, they just totally flipped.
Incredible. And what would you say you were looking to get out of Silicon Beach Fest? I mean, here we're not experts in the Brazilian market.
Well, I think what commonly happens, I mean, my partners and my team are in Sao Paulo. I'm an LA native, so I'm back in LA for a while. But there are more companies and investors and angels that see these opportunities. And when we decide to do our first round, it's nice to have some of those connections already in place and offer that to them. Hey, this is what we're doing. We already have some money that's coming out of Brazil. But if you're interested, we'll take money from outside the country.
And do you find that you're experiencing a lot of competition here? Do a lot of people know about this opportunity in Brazil? Or is it still kind of under the radar?
I think it's growing. But there is opportunity because you need to understand the market. You can't just go launch a product in China or India or in Brazil and expect it to work. Luckily, I studied there. My partner's Brazilian and he knows the business, so I'm going to be able to execute. Otherwise, if you're in the U.S. and you're just trying to launch a product there, unless you know the culture and you know how to do business there, you're not going to succeed.
So if you want to start a Brazilian company, you're saying that you must know someone in Brazil.
If you want to get in on the emerging markets wave, my recommendation to you is go study where you want to do business, go find out about it, learn the culture, and ultimately find a partner that's in that market.
Why did you decide to utilize AngelList to get yourself out there to people who aren't as familiar with the Brazilian market?
I think AngelList in general is a huge hub regardless of what country you're from. So obviously Silicon Valley in the US, or this is where the money is. This is where people are investing.
Tell us a little bit about AngelList.
AngelList is the LinkedIn for startups. I mean, that's basically what it is. So if you have a startup and you have a business, I mean, if you're not on AngelList, something's wrong.
Perfect. So again, how can people get in touch with you on AngelList?
Google Joe Sandoval, and I should come up, and you'll see my company on there. It's called MeuResumo, or stands for My Summary. Also, if you search for My Summary under AngelList, you should find me there as well.
Fantastic. Well, Joe, obrigado, if I remember correctly. Is that right? Thank you. Is that
Obrigado, prazer.
Thank you so much for spending your time with TechZulu. We really appreciate it.